Welcome back.
Hey, party people.
Look at us being consistent. New year, new us. You know it's late, but I really just had a story to tell you because basically what we're going to be talking about today is just the little voices in my head that are just you as in my new adult life. It's honestly a pain in the ass. Because I just want to live my best life and I can't because you're in my ear all the fucking time. I don't what even like brought this episode up, because I know when we were like brainstorming, this is something that you came up with, but I don't remember what like happened to make us think of this one.
You said or did something, and I knew it was me. I knew that was my influence that caused it, but I don't remember what it was you did.
Hold on, let me see if I can find in our text messages, because yeah, today. Oh, talk.
Yeah. Yes. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I thought the AirPods changed, but yeah, today, I almost got. Um. Oh, it was me cooking dinner on Sundays, like a big dinner on Sunday.
There it goes.
That's what it was. I don't know what I made. I think it was like I think it was the pork chops. I made like the pork chops and the potatoes and the asparagus and the rice. And you were like, yeah, talk you well, Grasshopper. It's like, you know what? Podcast episode right there. But let me tell you about the story about today, how I almost got. So basically, I almost bought a car today.
Oh shit.
Not really, because I'm smarter than that. I just had you in the back of my head. But I'm still kind of mad because I still feel like I got at the end of the day a little bit, because basically my car, I got it in September. When I went to go get the diagnostic in September done, they had told me nothing was wrong with the car except for like the left front speed sensor, and that once I got that replaced, all the engine lights that I have on would turn off.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they haven't turned off. So I had made an appointment because I also needed an oil change. And I was like, you know what? I would never go to a dealership to get an oil change done. But because they're going to like turn off my lights, I'm just going to go get them done at the same time. So I made an appointment and I called and they were like, yeah, we can just reset the lights for you. It's free, whatever. I was like, okay, cool. So I went in and I drove into this Honda spot, and immediately the car salesman, he looked at me, and because I looked lost, and he was like, I asked him, I was like, yeah, where do I go? Like, I'm trying to like, I have an appointment. And he was like, oh, you ever thought about trading in your car? I said, no, don't, you're not getting me got today, sir. And he was like, no, I'm being serious. I'm being serious. Come see me after you drop your car off. I said, yep. Okay. So now I'm ready to play this game with him. But I go to drop my car off or whatever. They take it and they're like, okay, yeah, 45 minutes. But the guy had told me, he was like, yeah, I can verbally ask them what's wrong with the lights, and they can verbally tell me, because I guess something about like if they put it down on paper, like they have to pay me, or they have to charge me for it. So he was like, yeah, I can verbally, like, like trying to hint at him or whatever. So they took my car, and then I went to go see the sales guy. I said, so what's up? What you got to say? What you got to say to me? And he was like, well, I see your car, like, I could get you in a brand new Honda Civic today. By the end of the time that your car gets done with the oil change, I can get you a new Honda Civic. I was like, be for real right now. And he was like, yeah, how much you looking to pay a month? So I was like, you know what? If you can get me in a brand new Honda Civic for less than $200 a month, I'll get it right now. And he was like, so I'm going to hand you over to Daniel. So yeah, let's see what Daniel got. Because I'm not playing with y'all. So then he gives me to Daniel, whatever. And he was like, yeah, he was like, I can get you in a brand new Honda Civic today. He was like, but 200, I don't know that I can do 200 if you don't put money down. I said, 200 is my limit. So let's see what you got. And he was like, I could do 300. I said, Daniel, that's not what I said to you. Try again, sir. It's like, I'm not playing with you. 200 or nothing. And he was like, well, let's just go take a look. I said, yeah, let's go take a look. Yeah. So then he brought me over to like the Honda Civics or whatever. And he was like, yeah, you want to take a test drive? And he opened it up. I was like, no, I can't, because I want it. Because I want it. I can't do it. But he was like, yeah, like, you have a good credit score? I said, yeah, 750. And he was like, okay, well, I can get you the lowest possible like interest rate. I said, I don't care. That's not what I asked you. And he was like, yeah, I can do 300 if you don't put anything down. But if you put something down, then I could probably get you down to 200. And I was like, Daniel, it's not happening. And then it was crazy because then I told him, I was like, I don't have the money. And he was like, well, you wouldn't have to pay anything for 45 days. I said, what happens to after the 45 days? He was like, oh, you're not going to have the money after 45 days? I said, no, I'm not. Otherwise, this wouldn't even be a fucking discussion. Like, I would have already had the keys in hand, Daniel. Please, be for real. I was like, this is crazy. Because when I had said 200, I can't remember which one of them said it, but they were like, you can afford more than that. I'm sorry, one more time. Who are you to tell me what the fuck I can afford a month on a fucking car? Be so for real.
Oh, God.
Like, you have got to be kidding. And I had my Clark shirt on. And so after I kept telling him, like when he was like trying to like negotiate the price up or whatever, he looks at me, he looks at my sweatshirt. He goes, yeah, you're smart. What are you in school for? Economics. You're not going to play with me like a damn fool.
That's funny.
And so then like, after like we were like done having the conversation, after I told him no like a few times or whatever, he was like, because then he was like, yeah, like, oh, you're not gonna have the money after 45 days. I was like, no. And I was like, so what happens when I can't pay? Like, what are we gonna do? And he was like, well, you got to. I was like, yeah, I know, that's the problem. And so he was like, because I told him, I was like, I do pay rent, you know. And he was like, oh, so you're not off campus? I was like, no. He said, you're not on campus. I said, no, I pay rent. I live on my own. And then it was really funny because then we were walking away like after I told him no. And I was like, yeah, you're trying to get my ass got right now. And he was like, well, isn't it so great, like, you know, being on your own, freedom without parents? I said, yeah, because if my dad was here right now, he'd be grabbing me by the fucking neck. And he was like, oh, we don't want your dad to come down here. I said, no, you don't want my dad to come down here, not me. I'm not the problem. And he was like, oh yeah. And I was like, because he'll get your ass. And he said, oh, well, is he fast? I said, he can move a little. You might want to be scared. And he was like, well, as long as he can't beat me, I'm fine. I was like, all right, Daniel. Yep, let's test the theory. Let's test it.
I gotta go fuck up some kid named Daniel. God damn.
Yeah. Yeah. So then he gave me his card, and I was like, yeah, I might be back, but until we can get that down to 200, Daniel, we won't be speaking. But yeah, I really had a Grasshopper dad moment today because I was like, that shit was crazy. It's like, y'all really thought you could get me like a damn fool.
Yeah, they would have had you walking out there with a car you could not afford.
And then they did have me end up, and I was so pissed because they didn't end up like turning my lights off or whatever. And he was like, the guy had told me, he was like, yeah, to get that fixed, then we would have to send it to the main shop, which could take like 2+ hours or whatever. And I would have been fine with it if he would have told me a price, but he couldn't tell me a price. And I was like, I do not want to pay $300 right now to get my fucking lights turned off in my car. I know there's nothing wrong. It's not that deep. Right. But then I was irritated because obviously the whole reason why I went there to get the oil change was because I was going to get the lights turned off. Well, then I walked away with a damn $80 oil change. I've never paid that much for an oil change. Yeah. I was like, you motherfuckers.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
And then they tried to get me to like do like, you know, like the little maintenance things. Like I think they had to replace like my they wanted to replace my brake fluid and I think the belt or something in my car. I don't know. There was like 2 different things that they wanted to do. And he was talking about some 200 each. I was like, no, sir, absolutely not. I said, yeah, get somebody else to do it because that ain't gonna be me. Right. No, I have $100 to my name as we speak. No, rent was due yesterday, sir. Shit. Credit card bill was paid yesterday. I'm not paying nothing for you. Broke ass. But yeah, I was like, damn it. So then I walked away, no brand new car, $80 oil change. I was pissed. I was hot. And it was funny because the entire 20-minute car ride home, I was thinking about all the different places I went to go get my oil change beforehand.
Yeah.
And then gone. And I was like, God damn it. Well, guess I know next time.
Yeah. Lesson learned.
Because I thought they were gonna give me options, you know, like how they normally do at the other spots. Like, you want the cheap oil? No, they didn't give me no option. He said $80. He said $80. He said $80.95. I was like, yeah, fuck you and your mama.
Give me half that oil back.
Damn. Take the oil. I don't want it.
I want my oil back. You my oil back.
Yeah, I was like, damn it. That's a damn shame.
But that's good, baby girl. I'm proud of you. You didn't let them pressure you into nothing.
No, mama and daddy ain't ran no bitch.
I hear that a lot, man. Like, man, I wish I could stand up to like Sarah Bear does. Shit, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, because I just like I am not the 1, 2, or 3.
Let's have a
It's
conversation.
just it's not happening. It is not happening. I think it's so funny. Like every time something like that happens, because like my immediate thought is like you were my mom. I'm like, no, because who raised me? Like, let's be for real right now.
Yeah, that's not how we get down.
Especially like thinking about you, like, because I think for whatever reason, people really think that I fight. Like they really think I'm a fighter. And so like every time someone brings that up, I'm like, my dad used to try to bribe me to fight and I still wouldn't do it. It's like I got bribed with trips and money and dinner and ice cream and I never laid a finger on anybody. It's like, trust me, I thought about it a lot, but it never actually happened.
Bribe is strong. Don't you think it's kind of a strong word?
Okay, reward.
Yeah, I was just supportive of of all shenanigans.
Yeah.
I'm supportive of that. I'm kind of low key. I'm like low key. I'm a Negro low key is what I am. God of mischief. God of mischief.
Yeah, because there was that, and then there was the cussing on the Ferris wheel.
That was some of the funniest shit. You were so straight and narrow, man. I don't know where that came from either, because you always had a green light to act a fool, but you never did.
I don't know when the light switched. Like, I don't know when I made that switch in my life. Because I guess I never really acted a fool, but there was a point in time where I definitely came out of my shell and started acting a lot more like me, and I don't know when that was.
Around me, I probably would say it was when you got the green light to kind of curse.
Yeah.
That's when you kind of let your hair down. I was like, okay, Dad's not going to jump on me.
Mm-hmm.
And then we could
But
just
shit,
talk.
I wouldn't, like, you weren't going to jump on me before either, though, really, so.
Yeah, I don't know why it changed on your side. On my side, it was like, shit, about time. Hell.
I've been waiting for this one. Turn it up.
Yeah, let's talk about some shit. Now that we can express our feelings.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that was always the plan, though, for you to be strong and be able to say what you needed to say.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, it might have even been back to when, because I'll never forget that shit. That shit made a lasting impression when you, I was paying you for grades.
Mm-hmm.
And that one year, you must have had about 20 different grades on that damn report card. I had no idea that it was going to be that many different grades on there. And I think, I don't know if I promised you $20 an A or something. And you must have got about 30. And then I was like, whoa, shit, that was way, way, way more than I thought. I ended up cashing you out, but I was like, yeah, we're never doing that shit again. But when we were exchanging texts, I remember thinking, yeah, I'm talking to fucking Tina. Why am I texting with your mom?
That is fun. I think I vaguely remember that because I feel like you were trying to pay me like less than you agreed, and I was like, well, actually, you did the calculations and and yeah, that was the last time you ever paid me for a grade.
Fuck that.
That is funny. Freaking Dad, man. You gonna pay Isla for her grades?
Not to see how many there are. I will not promise beforehand. Get paid on a sliding scale.
Oh, that is funny. There was another moment this past week where I was really just, having a dad moment. Basically, long story short, without getting too deep into it, I gave somebody my Tupperware.
Oh, shit. Don't say.
And I had to beg for that shit back.
Oh,
And
man.
it ended up being like, Dad, there was some bullshit. And I didn't end up getting it back because if I would have gotten it back, I would have had to beat the person's ass. Like I could not come into contact with that person.
Oh my gosh.
So they ended up keeping the Tupperware. And then it was funny because Mariah was like, bro, it's really not that deep. And I was like, no, you don't understand. In the Spriggs household, Tupperware does not survive. It's like, I was like, and I cannot be out here buying Tupperware every other week. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And I told her, I was like, my dad has received 3 sets of Tupperware and bought 3 sets of Tupperware as a gift. He has a total of 6 sets. And now we're down to 2.
With no explanation.
Yeah, and I told him, I was like, I don't know where it goes. I'm like, he doesn't give it out. He buys to go boxes now because he does not give out Tupperware. We don't have a dishwasher. The dishwasher doesn't eat it. I don't know where it goes.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, so you got it from Marcus? All right." And then she goes, "So what about that home?"
What about what?
She goes,
Oh,
"What about
that
that
home.
home?"
See, that's why she didn't get no strawberries.
She wants to put you in a home so bad. I don't know what it is.
They still got phones in the home. Still home. It's not like y'all be dead.
But yeah, I really had a Tupperware moment. I was like, damn it. I was like, my dad would be so ashamed, so disappointed. I knew better. Cause she always gets on me about me putting food in bags. And I got that from my mom though.
Yeah.
Because like when there was like bulk food, she would put them in bags.
Right.
Like I know for holidays that's how we pack them up, is in bags and stuff like that. And so I put food, like when I made the jambalaya, I had like 2 or 3 gallon size bags full of jambalaya in the fridge. And she, every single time she sees the bag, she takes a picture and she's like, "This is ghetto as fuck." And I'm like, "Listen, I don't have the money to buy 5 packs of Tupperware."
Right.
Because the set that I got didn't come with very many big Tupperwares. So you get what you get. But
I remember your mom.
That shit was funny.
Coming home from Apogee with am I saying it right? Apogee's.
Apogee.
Coming home with bags of salad.
Yeah, we do bags. Makes life easier, less dishes for us. Like,
makes sense.
No complaints.
It works.
But yeah, she makes fun of me every single time. Like the other day I did like steak and chicken and stuff like that, and I put the steak and the chicken in bags, and she texted me and she was like, "Really, Bella, steak out of bag? I'm not eating this."
I was like, don't eat it, Cordy.
I was like, okay. It's like, and you're a bitch. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, sucks to be hungry then, I guess.
Like, move on with your day. Yeah, because she be making, because that's another thing I get from you. Like, just like buying, like, you know, cheap store brand shit, because it doesn't make a difference. Like, I don't taste the difference. So then she just went, literally just today, she went in the fridge because I had made chocolate milk, and she was like, "What'd you put on in your milk?" And I was like, "Chocolate." And she goes, "Oh, okay, we have chocolate sauce." Because mind you, we were grocery shopping the other day, and she had bought like caramel sauce for her ice cream. She bought the Gardelli chocolate, or the Gardelli fucking caramel sauce.
Okay.
Fucking $6 for a little ass bottle, right? She goes, "Oh, what'd you put in your milk?" I was like, "Chocolate." She goes, "Oh my God, we have that?" Goes in the fridge. She goes, "Really, Bella? Fucking Kroger?" I was like, "All right, then don't." She goes, "No, I'm not eating this cheap ass shit." As she's pouring it in the bowl, I said, "Then fucking don't, bitch." It's like, I don't care. Sitting there talking shit the whole way through making that damn bowl of ice cream.
And eating?
Yes. Finished the bowl, licked it, matter of fact. The bowl was completely clean when I put it in that dishwasher.
That's trifling.
I'm just like, be for real.
Trifling. Why spend the extra $3 if you don't have to?
No. But yeah, it's funny. She was like, broke people should never laugh. I was like, and that's why you don't got money to your name, because you buy $3 Gardelli bottles. I got mine for 99 cents.
You ain't gonna be able to put sauce in somebody's hand to get in the club or nothing. I don't know what you doing.
You know what's crazy? I don't think I realized how much the price of, like, how big the price of eggs jumped.
Yeah. Eggs.
And maybe it's just because, like, I never really did, like, grocery shopping like that. Like, obviously did grocery shop, but, like, eggs wasn't my number one, like, thing or whatever. But my coworker just explained to me the other day that you used to be able to get a dozen eggs for, like, $1. And then I went to the store today to get eggs, and the dozen pack was, like, $4. And I was like, oh, so that's what people are talking about.
Yes, ma'am.
Like, it doesn't sound like a lot, and it's probably just because I don't go through eggs very fast. But, like, I was like, damn, like,
No, it's a lot. It's like
eggs are starting to look like gas. Maybe we should start putting them in cars.
300% increase. It had something to do with if I understood what I read correctly, it had to do with the bird flu, and they ended up putting a bunch of birds down. But again, this falls back on the whole, I don't know where the fuck these birds come from with the chicken wing shortage, but you ain't got no problems with thighs and the rest of the birds. So
the wings were looking a little thin that year, Dad. I don't know what to tell you.
Unless you had chickens that were born without wings, I don't understand how that worked out.
They were looking a little skinny.
Or there should have been an overabundance of the other stuff, right? You would think if all the wings is gone, there should be like a bunch of extra thighs or a bunch of extra breasts or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Shit, I just don't know where all that comes from anyways. Like all the animals. Like I know like we like in high school or middle school, whatever, we had to watch like that McDonald's documentary
Mm-hmm.
where they showed you like all the whatchamacallit, like the factories and farms and shit. But like still that don't look like enough to me.
Oh, it's just on a grand scale. You gotta imagine them doing that all day long in 4 or 5 different places. It's just a lot. It's a
Yeah.
it's an industry. That's the key word, industry. Why are we talking about yucky food stuff? So when else have I popped into your head? I know some. I know it had to happen when you be talking to some of them knucklehead boys.
Mm, trying to think. Not quite boys. I haven't really talked to many boys out here. I kind of just I get the ick very quickly now.
Mhm. Good.
So I kind of just shut that down pretty quickly. But I feel like ever since like my ex, I don't know, like I feel like I've just gotten the ick a lot. So I just really haven't given many guys the time of day for real.
I'm okay with that.
Which to be fair, like a lot they haven't really deserved it. Like you actually got to like earn that.
That's what I've been trying to tell you.
All right, Dad, not too much. I made that discovery on my own.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, you just came to the realization. Something.
Same thing.
Whatever.
Same thing, different font. Sounds to me like.
Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing the W. If you could see me right now.
All right. Trying to think, like, maybe, like, I feel like I get like hanging out by myself from you, because I feel like I've been doing a lot of that, like going to events by myself, like concerts and stuff like that. Like, I feel like I've been going to a lot of those by myself and kind of just like, vibing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what.
Which I feel like I get from you. Like, I feel like you don't go out a lot by yourself, but like, you kind of just like your solitude.
Yeah.
So maybe that.
This is very peaceful.
Mm-hmm. Like definitely like talking to people and like having conversations and like getting my points across and stuff like that to people, because I especially at work when I talk to people, like I feel like that stemmed from you because of like how the what's it called, like the drive-throughs and stuff like that,
Mm.
because I really don't think I would have been as talkative or outgoing if it wasn't for you making me talk to people that I didn't know.
It could be fun.
Yeah, it is. I'd be hearing some interesting stories. And it be getting me things. Like the other day, this guy came in and he asked me for a coffee, and in exchange for me making him his coffee, he gave me a cream puff.
Right on.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't very good, but I mean, still thought that counts.
Right.
He went out and bought me like a fat ass cream puff. He was like, "This is for you." I was like, "Oh, no one's ever done that."
That's cool.
But there's like that, or like, or I think I get this from both you and my mom, because I feel like you guys have both said this, but like I've been having like issues. I'm not gonna get into that on the podcast just in case they happen to find it. But I was talking to my and I was basically just telling her like all the issues that I was having with this. I was like, you better deal with it before I do. I'm not playing with you. It's like you got one opportunity before I handle it. And if I handle it, someone's gonna end up in tears. It's not gonna be me.
Did they understand?
Well, they're still doing the bullshit. So, like, they caught an attitude today in the group chat. That shit was crazy. I almost had to cuss them out. That shit was insane.
Okay, so we're gonna move on just in case they do find this. I think you just told me they were. Um, so
They shouldn't. They shouldn't. But it wasn't my fault at the end of the day. But yeah, there's that. Maybe like defense mode, like fight or flight, kind of kicks in sometimes. Cause like, especially when I go out and do things on my own. Cause like, you love to encourage the fighting. So I be thinking about every single way that I'm gonna have to fight somebody. Cause I went to did I tell you about the creepy guys at the concert that I went to by myself?
Yes.
Yeah. So it was like, there was that. And then, like, I feel like I'm very aware, which you guys both taught me. Cause like I went to a concert by myself last night too. And it like nothing bad happened. There was no one like creepy or anything. It was really good vibes. But I did park a little bit like away, definitely farther than I wanted to. So when I was walking, I was like, okay, I'm ready to fight, ready to fight, ready to fight. Stuff like that.
Well, good. I'd rather have you be ready than have to get ready.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, good. And the town's treating you okay. I was gonna reach out to your cousin Derek. I haven't harassed him.
You said is what treating me okay?
The town, a town,
Yeah.
a town.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Have you felt that you're adjusted and acclimated?
Sometimes, but sometimes not. Because it's like you and I had experienced it. Like people over here, they're either really, really nice or really rude. But I feel like specifically in the area that I'm at, because there are so many people who have a lot of money, I feel like it's like more so they're just like kind of spoiled and entitled. Because like they can have manners, but it's like, I don't know, they're just like
still have airs about
yeah.
it.
Yeah, especially like at my job. Like that's probably where I experience it the most. Because I think I don't know who I was talking to, but I was trying to think of like which Starbucks was worse, like customer wise. Like if it was Tacoma or here. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I don't know that I can decide. I don't know. Like just some of the shit that I just be coming home like talking about. I'm like, well, damn, like. Why do people act the way they act?
Yeah, you figure that out, you'll make $1 million easy.
I'll be rich by tomorrow.
That and stop those robocalls, you'll be a millionaire.
Fricken Dad.
Yay.
One thing I can't get behind is this weather, though.
Isn't it nice more times than not?
Yeah, but it's so hot and gross.
Oh.
And I get the sweating from you. That's for sure.
Sorry.
That shit is embarrassing.
I don't know what to tell you.
Well, we got to figure it out.
I've never.
Because I'm about ready to get Botox in my back.
Bless your heart.
I just be sweating everywhere and all the time. I can't catch a break.
Yeah. I don't know. Carry a washcloth.
Just everywhere?
Everywhere. So
yeah. I just bought my what?
No, go ahead. About your what now?
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I don't have you speaking in my head when I'm doing things.
You don't?
No.
Not at all?
No, I don't think you guide me in any way, really. I just miss having you around just to harass, though.
I feel like we did a good job at harassing each other.
Yeah.
Because I would harass you into doing things.
Yeah. You're great motivation that way. Awesome. I'm thinking of the bathroom, painting the bathroom. I was tripping that I was up in the middle of the night taping stuff off and measuring and whatnot. Like, she's going to be over here this weekend. I thought I'd get it done.
It's funny because I guess I stick into people's heads over here because my manager, she's pregnant and she loves to drink caffeine and she keeps drinking caffeine and every single time she does it, I'm like, what are you doing? Get out of my face with that. And like I've just been telling her every single time she does it, I'm keep telling her no, whatever. And it's funny because now every time she drinks caffeine, she has to come out and tell me. She's like, yeah, Bella, I just had a Red Bull. Don't get mad. I'm like, no, I'm pissed. I'm hot. I'm irritated. I don't know how many times I tell you don't touch that shit. You don't need it. If he wasn't going to be a short king before, he is now.
Will you please bleep the names out when you before you put this out
I
there?
know before I get in trouble, damn.
Jeez. Good lord.
It's fine. I'm not being serious. But yeah, like there was like that, or like when my coworkers like ask me for advice, like, or like my friends or anybody, they're like, yeah, I just kind of thought about you when I was trying to debate and decide what was going on. I'm like, yeah, because I got an effect on people, you know.
you
What
were
can I say?
you were forced to think logically at an early age.
Yeah. Which it's funny because a lot of people are like, yeah, like you thought about this in a way that I didn't think about it. I'm like, well, like you kind of got to just like, I don't know, like you just think before you do. I don't know.
Well, you got that question a lot as a kid. Was like, okay, why does that make sense?
Yeah, because I know one conversation that you and I would have a lot is like, you know, the common sense conversation. Not necessarily because I lacked it or because you lacked it, but it was just like people around us lacked it, and we had that conversation a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, shit, it's still one I'm trying to figure out because sometimes I'm just like, wow, this is crazy.
Right. Common sense is not common at all.
Especially like, oh my God, especially dealing with that at school, which is insane to me too. Because, you know, not everyone goes to college. So you would think that the smarter people would go to college. No, you would be incorrect if you thought that.
For some reason, it doesn't surprise me.
I don't know. I just was hoping for better because like sometimes like people would just ask the dumbest shit, and I'm just like, bro, why is this even a question that we're asking right now? Like it is so simple, and it just gets me every time. Like someone had asked where they could find the Zoom meeting. We have a Zoom meeting tab on Canvas. I said maybe in the Zoom Meets tab. They didn't like that response. They just liked it. They didn't respond or nothing. They just reacted. It's like, yeah, because don't ask dumb shit. Because then you're gonna get a dumb answer.
Oh shit. Sometimes honesty hurts. You just gotta say ouch and keep it going.
Like I just don't understand.
I get it.
I don't get it. I wish I did.
I feel you, Sahab.
Huh?
I said I feel you, Sahab.
What is that?
I don't know. Ask you 40.
All right. Speaking of E40, so are you coming to Dreamville or what?
What is that? May?
No, it's April.
Is it April?
April 1st, yeah.
I don't know yet, man. I know this weekend. Even Martin Luther King would have been on Dreamville.
Oh? Yeah, I bought my ticket.
Is it
I'm very
carnival
excited.
type seating? So you just get a ticket and get in where you fit in?
Carnival?
Is that how it's
It's not,
called?
there's not
Festival?
seats.
Yeah. Is it
Yeah,
carnival
it's
or festival? Festival?
festival. It's a festival.
My bad.
But yeah, there's no seats. It's just like at a big ass park. So you walk back and forth between the stages and stuff like that. Well, actually, I don't know how they're going to really do this one because like the festival that I went to, One Music Fest, there was a lot more artists than Dreamville. So I don't really know how I guess it's going to be set up. Like I don't know if they're all going to be on the same stage because the thing with One Music Fest and like other big festivals like Soul Bloom and Coachella and stuff, they make you choose between artists obviously because there's hella people there. But they make you choose because they have multiple stages set up. But like looking at the Dreamville lineup, there can't be more than 20 artists. And if it's 2 days, it's like 10 artists each day, maybe more, maybe 15, whatever. But like, you better not make me choose. There is not enough artists for me to be doing all that.
I wouldn't imagine that the artists would get that much time. You know what I mean? To make it that they would have to double up. It's not like they're gonna play. Everybody plays for what, hour? I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah, because like I mean, like, it depended on how big the artist was at like One Music Fest, but that's why they had the multiple stages going on. So like all the smaller artists obviously were in the middle of the or in the beginning of the day, and their set would be like 20, 30 minutes, and there would be four of them going on at the same time. And then like you got to the very end because I think there's one headliner I think for each day. So at least they won't make us choose between the headliners. But like at One Music Fest, it was like all the headliners. Like we're going at the same time, and there was two of them, but they were like really big ones, like Jasmine Sullivan and Lil Baby. I don't know if it was Lil Baby or Da Baby. I think it was Lil Baby, but they were the day 2, and then the day 1 was Lauryn Hill, and I don't know who the other person was, but I remember I didn't really have much of an interest in them. Ooh, I don't know. But yeah, they have like the headliners going at the same time. So hopefully it's not anything like that. But like the lineup is just so good that I wouldn't want to skip on any of the artists.
Right. Right. Yeah, it's pretty
But
fire.
yeah.
Yeah, the lineup is on fleek.
Okay. Yeah, not really. So you do have my voice in your head.
I guess maybe, yeah. When I want to use the slang inappropriately, because that's what I anticipate. Someone going, Fricken Dad.
Yeah, that's a mix of me and Jama.
Yeah, she's got a.
Yeah, I'm excited for One Music Fest for that to drop because we gotta go.
I'm glad you're getting to experience all these things. You need to go ahead and rub elbows with some of those people, and you can bring those shows to the Northwest. I'm sure there's an audience for it.
Well, here's the gag. So basically, the concert that I went to last night, I actually got in for free because the tour manager thought I was cute.
Right on.
So I'm just like that, you know?
Oh, hell.
I thought it was so funny. Like, because I really wasn't expecting it. Because I really wanted to go to this concert, and he was only was 6 dates out of the entire, or 6 dates and locations out of the entire country. Because he's like a relatively like smaller artist. He's an Afrobeats artist, and I really wanted to go. And I don't know, remember why I didn't get tickets. I think I like couldn't afford them at that very moment. And then like later when I went back, I don't know if they were sold out or he stopped selling them after a certain day or what, but they weren't available. And I was like, damn. So he had posted something on his Instagram, like from one of the dates, and I had commented, and I was like, oh, I wish I could have gotten tickets. Like, we'll be supporting from the comfort of my couch or whatever. And then I got a DM from the tour manager after that, and he was like, oh, do you still want to go? I was like, oh, yeah. He was like, okay, I'll put you on the list. I said, me and a friend? He said, duh, you got to have a friend. And then Mariah was supposed to go, but she ended up having to work late, so then she couldn't go. But so I went. But I mean, it was good vibes.
Yeah,
it was fun. It was cool.
I expected you to be picking the artist wisely moving forward. So
picking what artists?
So when you're gonna go to these solo shows.
Oh yeah. Ever since that last show, for sure. This one I low key didn't like. I didn't even want. No, I really wanted to go, but yesterday I was just not in the mood. Like after everything that was happening, like with school, and then like the night before was also when that fire alarm thing happened, and then all that, and then I had worked right before. Like I just was not in the mood yesterday. So I didn't even want to go, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go. Like he got me in for free. Like I gotta go. Plus, like this is not really like an opportunity that I could see happening in the foreseeable future. So I was like, I'm just gonna go. You know what, YOLO, whatever. And so I went, and it was definitely a way better crowd. It was just like it was a different group of Black people than I've been around over here for sure. Because it was a lot of Africans, and I've never been around like Africans before. So it was cool. It was really interesting, and everyone was like very polite. Because normally, like I've noticed, like being at the concerts, people don't really give a fuck, like whether you could see or not. Like they're hella inconsiderate, whatever. But I was up against the wall, and I was like on the side, so I had a pretty good view. But this group of guys came up, and they were standing in front of me, and hella tall, like 6'7", big dude. I was like, you have got to be kidding me. And there was this girl next to me who was also by herself, but she had like actually said something to him. She was like, excuse me. Yeah, I can't see. You're in my way. And she like pushed in front of him. I was like, oh, and I already wasn't in the mood. So I wasn't going to say anything. Cause I was like, you know what? If I can't see, I can't see. What it is, what it is. And he turned around and he was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know I was in your way. And I was like, no, you're good. Like, I'm not really tripping. Like, and then he like moved over to the side and he was like, you good now? I was like, yeah. And then he basically kept doing that the entire time. I will say he did almost elbow me a couple of times because his like my head is at his elbow level. So every time he would dance, I would have to like dodge it real quick, that was a scary moment because my head is in front of the wall and his elbow's in front of me. And I'm like, this shit is not going to work. And I was like, and if I get hit in my eye, I'm going to be hot. I'm going to be hot. Especially because not only was I going to get hit in the eye, but I have a fucking sty in my eye. So it hurts like a bitch already. So if you would have hit me in the eye, I would have had to hit you. We would have been fighting. And I really don't want to have to fight a 6'7" guy. I didn't want to have to do that. That was not my scene.
Oh my gosh. Your little head would have bounced off the freaking wall.
Oh yeah, because he was getting it in too. Like if he would have hit me, it wouldn't have been like a little tap. No, right. It would have been an elbow.
That's what I'm thinking. And he's big too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but then he and it was funny because he ended up walking away somewhere, and then he came back and he was like, "Here I go, in your way again." I was like, "Yeah, you're damn right. You're in my way. Move."
Oh, now you're homies.
Yeah, I followed him on Instagram. He didn't follow me back. But it's funny because I guess he's an artist too. But she's actually pretty good too. He's another Afrobeats artist, and I was listening to his stuff. I was like, okay, you're kind of like that.
I'm gonna have to check the Afrobeats little thing out. I read something where was it Little Duval said Afrobeats was gonna take over rap, and there would be no more rap, just be Afrobeats.
I don't know about with the rap today, maybe, but
yeah, I don't know. I have to read more into that. It was just a headline I read. I don't want to quote the brother. Hey, that is not a quote. That's just.
Please.
I don't want to get him canceled. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah, I could send you some artists. I really like them. I like the Afrobeat stuff.
Yeah, I just heard
it's definitely like a more upbeat, like happy mood.
Yeah, I just recently heard that as a category. I didn't even know what it was until maybe a couple months ago.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, hook me up.
Okay.
Hook on up.
Oh.
All right, sugar. Did you cook already?
Yeah, I did. I made fettuccine earlier.
Okay.
I will never cook late at night ever again after that damn fire alarm the other night. What? I was so scared that it was me. Because what did I make that night? Oh, I made the meatballs, but I had made them obviously at a reasonable hour. It was not when the fire alarm went off. But when I was making them, because of the other night when the fire alarm went off, I was up as I was making them, I was up at the fire alarm, fanning it. And I had seen a little red light was flickering. And I was like, oh my God, it's going to go off. So I'm sitting there freaking the fuck out. I opened up all the windows, turned on the fan, turned on the air conditioning, opened the door. I did everything to try and get that smoke out. Because I will say it was quite smoky. But I was so scared the fire alarm was going to go off. And I was like, okay, cool. Got most of the smoke out, whatever. We're cool. We're good. And at that moment, I really needed me a box fan because I really needed to put it in the window to get all the smoke out. Because my first thought, I think, was Jam setting her damn house on fire and with the damn greens. So I was like, I really need a fire, a box fan, but I didn't have one. So I was like, okay, I made it through making the meatballs. I fell asleep. I fell asleep on the couch. I was watching a show, and then all of a sudden the fire alarm went off. But it was I didn't realize what it was really. It just went off hella. But mind you, I had been asleep for a couple hours, and so the fire alarm went off hella loud. But it was weird. It didn't sound like a fire alarm, because I guess when the fire alarm in the entire building goes off, because that was another thing that I realized once it was going off in the entire building. I was like, okay, there's no way that it was me, because the other night when it went off, it was only going off in my room. So I have to assume it's going off for a certain amount of time in that one apartment for it to start going off in the entire building. Mm-hmm. But it's a different noise in the entire building. It's a different alarm.
That's crazy.
It's I can't even explain. It sounded much more like a phone alarm than it did like a fire alarm. Yeah, and then obviously the sprinklers weren't going off or anything, but I had jumped up and literally screamed. I jumped, and mind you, Mariah's over there asleep. I'm asleep. And I got so scared because I thought it was so I jumped up on the ladder, because the ladder was already sitting there. I leaped up on the ladder and started fanning. I was like, wait a damn minute. It's not even me. It is 11 o'clock at night. I fell asleep 3 hours ago. There is no goddamn way that this shit is me. Hold on, y'all. So then Mariah gets up and she goes, what the fuck are you doing? I was like, okay, well, we got to evacuate. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but it's going off everywhere. And so like we had like gone out or whatever, and then everybody was standing in the hallway and they were like, what is going on? And it was also kind of crazy because it kind of made me want to get to know my neighbors more, because like I have a very wide variety of like neighbors. Like I know a lot of them are college kids, and I really like, it really showed when the fire alarm went off and we were all standing there looking like fucking idiots and no urgency, no form of urgency, sitting there like, what the fuck is going on? Like sitting there looking like damn fools, talking about something. Let's take the elevator, like it's not turned off. Like, what the fuck? So we're all sitting on the damn top, the top of the parking garage. We're like, should we leave? Like, do we stay here, wait for it to go up in flames? Like, what do we do?
Oh my gosh.
Like, all looking like damn fools. So it really made me want to get to know my neighbors because they're kind of cool.
That was a bonding moment for you.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was a moment the other night too where I also kind of thought of you. I was like, yeah, I need me a box fan for sure.
Jokers be laughing about the damn box fan. That's just the truth.
I know. I gotta wait for Mariah to leave for me to get me a box fan because she gonna call it ghetto.
She's just mad at shit that works.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. But yeah, that was another thing the other night, because I don't know how my my food be smoking a lot, but it's not even burnt. So I gotta fix that. I gotta find a way to get rid of that by tomorrow. Cause like, yeah, like the foreman I feel like is really smoky, and then when I've been cooking just regular ass like stuff, it's just been really smoky. I don't know.
Do you have the oven fan on while you're cooking?
I did the other day. Yeah, I didn't the first time I set the fire alarm off, but.
Yeah, that
I did. Yeah. Well, that's the story of the time I had a voice in my head named Marcus.
Yay.
I'm sure you're really proud, really happy of that one.
Yeah. I am your Jiminy the Cricket.
Fricken Dad.
That's perfect. That's a perfect way to end this one.
Yeah, I think that's really it.
All right, y'all. We've been on it, so make sure you do how to do it.
Tuning in.
Yeah. And then they do liking and subscribing and all that kind of stuff.
All of it.
Yeah. So if you don't, I'll find you.
Will you? Oh. Okay.
Yeah. That's my scary voice.
Right.
I have a certain set of skills.
Yeah, that's what I heard when I almost bought that car today. I was like, damn it, he gonna find me. He gonna know. He's gonna smell it on me.
I'll know. See, your hair's all messed up, like,
As I'm sitting here twirling my hair as we speak. All nervous and shit. My legs are sweating. Knees weak, arms are heavy.
I know something's up.
Okay, well, thank you guys so much for listening. We'll talk to you guys next time.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
On Color People time.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of the Fricken Dad podcast.
Don't forget to save and rate and do whatever else it is that you do with podcasts. Tune in every Wednesday for our new episodes.
Follow us on our personal social medias for updates. They will be in the description. Follow me at I Crack Myself Up on Instagram to follow me on my comedy journey.
And me at It's Bellaboo with 2 A's on Instagram to follow me through the rest of my journey.
Again, tune in every Wednesday on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
And this is the Fricken Dad podcast.